ठीक है मैडम। दीपक सर कुछ बोल रहे हैं। देखो फोन लगाया शायद आपको फोन लगाया है।
Hello. On this fulfilling and pleasant morning of gratitude, I, Madhulika Chaudhary, on behalf of the Symbiosis family, extend a warm welcome to the distinguished guests, parents, and graduating students of Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences. Today, we have gathered to celebrate the transformational growth of the students of Symbiosis. We invite you with immense pride and pleasure to be an integral part of the fifth convocation ceremony at Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences, Indore. Let's celebrate the milestone of achievements with utmost joy and compassion. A humble request to all of you to silence your mobile phone and enjoy the moment of achievement and celebration. All of you are requested to maintain the decorum of the convocation ceremony. Please note that this event is being professionally covered through videography and photography. Hence, we would request you to refrain from taking pictures and videos during the formal ceremony. A convocation, in all its grandeur, is like the crescendo of an academic symphony. It's the moment when students, draped in the glow of academic achievements, take their final bow on the stage of academia. Here, knowledge dances with achievement, and dreams wear a colorful robe. In a majestic hall filled with anticipation, a procession of scholars and mentors waltz to the rhythm of tradition. The air hums with excitement as speeches like eloquent notes echo through the hallowed halls, leaving an indelible mark on the hearts of the gathered. Then the spotlight turns to the graduates. One by one, they step into the limelight, hearts pounding like a drum roll to receive their hard earned degrees. The audience erupts in applause, a standing ovation for their dedication and perseverance. Amidst the pomp and celebration, or convocation is not just an end, but a prologue to a new chapter. It's a day when dreams take flight, knowledge opens doors, and the future beckons with open arms. It's a celebration of hard work, a promise of possibilities, and a reminder that the grand story of life, this is just the opening act. Your participation And this ceremony marks the culmination of your skills journey at the Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences, India's first skill development university. Today is a landmark day for each of you as your student life comes to an end and you embark on a new professional journey. We believe that this university has equipped you not only with knowledge but also with skills and competencies that will help you to succeed in your life. We will shortly begin the procession. Kindly be seated and enjoy the ceremony. Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences is located aesthetically pleasant pollution-free location close to the airport at Bada Bangarda. The sprawling state-of-the-art campus is spread over 25 acres. The university's primary goal is the overall grooming of the student's personality, imparting quality education, skills, and management training. Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences Indore is committed to maintaining the highest intellectual and academic standards. The aim is to help the students become well-rounded individuals who are able to think critically about issues from multiple perspectives and communicate it effectively. Symbiosis University Indore is well equipped with furnished classrooms, seminar halls, and learning aids. I request all of you to kindly take their seats. But I will be at stage, so Mr. Mars will be there. Right? Okay, thank you. We are about to commence our convocation procession. I humbly request everyone to kindly remain standing till the convocation procession is ongoing. I request everyone to kindly remain standing, please. The convocation is about to enter. The convocation procession has entered the auditorium led by Dr. Manish Kumar, the Controller of Examinations, who is carrying the ceremonial mace or the Mandand. The procession comprises dignitaries from the University Governing Body, Board of Management, Academic Council, Registrar Mr. Siddharth Shankar, Vice Chancellor Dr. Prithvi Yadav, Pro-Chancellor Dr. Swati Majumdar, our Chief Guest Mr. Aditya Ghosh, and Guest of Honor Mr. Ramnathan Gopalakrishnan for today's convocation. May I request everyone to remain standing till the dignitaries take their seats on the dais. I request dignitaries to kindly take their seats on the dais. Thank you everyone for being so supportive and cooperative. Kindly take your seats and enjoy the ceremony. On the occasion of 5th Convocation Ceremony of Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences, we would like to take a few moments to welcome our distinguished dignitaries. The chief guest for today's convocation ceremony, Mr. Aditya Ghosh, the guest of honor, Mr. Ramnathan Gopalakrishnan, Honorable Chancellor of the University, respected Dr. S.B. Majumdar sir, although not present physically, but his blessings and guidance are always with us. He has delegated Pro-Chancellor Dr. Swati Majumdar ma'am to preside over the convocation on his behalf. Honorable Pro-Chancellor Dr. Swati Majumdar, Honorable Vice-Chancellor Dr. Prithvi Yadav, Registrar Mr. Siddharth Shankar, Controller of Examinations Dr. Manish Kumar, members of the Managing Committee of the sponsoring body, members of the governing body, members of the Board of Management, members of the Academic Council and Board of Studies, distinguished invitees, members of the press and media. I sincerely welcome you all, especially the graduating students of the 5th Convocation and their parents who have gathered here to witness this ceremony. I now invite Registrar Sir to kindly take the proceedings further.
Honorable Pro-Chancellor Dr. Swati Majumdar ma'am, I request you to declare the convocation open.
I declare the convocation open.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to introduce our Honorable Pro-Chancellor ma'am, a stalwart and a bona fide leader in the field of higher education and skill development. Dr. Swati ma'am has played pivotal roles in government advisories for policy development at national and international levels. A PhD in skill development, Dr. Swati ma'am pioneered India's first skill-based university with strong vision and leadership. Dr. Swati ma'am spearheads Symbiosis skill universities at Pune and Indore. Today, Dr. Swati ma'am will preside over the convocation as the Chancellor's nominee. I would request Dr. Swati ma'am to kindly deliver the welcome address.
A very good warm morning from Symbiosis to the two respected gentlemen on the dais, Mr. Aditya Ghosh and Mr. Ramnathan. It's indeed our privilege that you accepted our invitation at a short notice, and you have all come here from different locations to participate in this very important ceremony, the 5th Convocation of Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences. Dignitaries on the dais, our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Prithvi Yadav, our Registrar, Controller of Examination, the trustees of the sponsoring body who are sitting in the audience, Dr. C.R. Patil and Dr. Satish Khadi, the members of the governing body, Board of Management and Academic Council. It's indeed a pleasure to be here in Indore for the 5th Convocation, and especially on behalf of Honorable Chancellor Dr. S.B. Muzumdar, who was unable to be present here personally due to the visit of the External Affairs Minister, Mr. Jayashankar, in Symbiosis for a conference yesterday and today. I'm happy to share, though, that Dr. Muzumdar is watching this online, and he had called us to give his blessings. And it's truly it's a remarkable moment for the university to be conducting this very auspicious ceremony, the Convocation. Mr. Aditya and Mr. Ram, it's my pleasure to introduce the university to you and welcome you to this campus. This university was established in 2016 under its own act as a self-financed university, but more importantly as India's first skill development university. When India was just warming up to the concept of skill development and skill-based education, Symbiosis, with the visionary leadership of Dr. S.B. Majumdar, decided to establish a full-fledged skill university, and that too in Indore, a city which is vibrant and known for decades for its culture, for its art, for its legacy in so many different formats. It was indeed a right decision to choose Indore to establish this skill university. And I am so happy personally how the university has grown in leaps and bounds over the last 5-6 years. Today, the university has many different programs in engineering, in management, even in upcoming fields like data science, logistics and supply chain, and so many other high growth sectors. It is the endeavor of this university to create youth who are ready to take up jobs as soon as they finish their programs. And therefore, each program which is curated in this university has been prepared, has been visioned with a lot of thought and a lot of research. And I'm saying this because I've personally spent many months, many years in interacting with industry on different platforms to find out what are the manpower requirements for the next few years. And therefore, we have started those niche programs where industry requires youth to join them and to take up various jobs in the local industry. Especially considering our Honorable Prime Minister's vision of Make in India, it is extremely important that universities and higher education institutions offer programs which can provide employment to our youth. As Dr. Muzumdar always says in his speech, that this is a golden era for our country, going through demographic dividend, and over the next 20-25 years, while this demographic dividend lasts, if we do not make the most use of it, if we do not take the advantage of this demographic dividend, and we do not provide employment and self-employment opportunities, this demographic dividend can even convert into a demographic disaster. And therefore, we can become the suppliers of trained, highly skilled youth, not only to our own country, but to the world. As our Honorable Prime Minister always says in his speech that India should become the Vishwa Guru. And it can really become the Vishwaguru if academia and industry can come together to offer all such programs, all such courses of study which can lead to employment and self-employment or entrepreneurship. I'm happy that this university has achieved many things in a very short period of time. And those many things will be enumerated by our Vice Chancellor in his annual report. But just to give a gist, I'm happy to share that not only do we provide 100% placement during the difficult period of the pandemic and each year, but almost 20-25% of our students become entrepreneurs and they give jobs to others. And this is a remarkable feat for a skill university, because this is exactly what our mission is, to create youth who can contribute to the society, to the country and to the world economy. And therefore, in its own small baby steps, I think this university has seen a lot of successes. And success is not just a word for all of us. Success is an everyday affair. Every single moment we endeavor to succeed in whatever it is that we are doing. We endeavor to achieve academic excellence, but we also endeavor to provide a culture, a place, a life on the campus where students can develop their personalities, become confident individuals, skill themselves with competencies that are required by the market, and go on to lead successful careers. I'm so happy that today in the 5th convocation, all the students who have graduated and who have come from different places of the country, and even those who are pursuing higher education in India and abroad, have found a successful career, a successful roadmap for themselves. And this has been the return on investment for Symbiosis when we see our students achieving success in their lives and seeing happy individuals who are doing what they are very passionate about. It is our mission to convert their passion into profession, and we'll continue to strive to introduce all such courses which will help this university to provide employment and self-employment opportunities in high-rise sectors. For the next 2-3 years, we want to offer programs in various sectors which are drawing large PLI investments, semiconductor being one of them, auto and auto components being one of them, and even mobile and mobile-based components being such sectors, such high-rise sectors. Aviation, I know, is very close to our chief guest's heart, and that is also another sector which can provide employment opportunities in so many different technical and non-technical areas to the youth of our country. And universities like a skill university, and especially Symbiosis, having always been a forward-thinking, visionary university, must offer all such courses which can provide opportunities to the youth not only of Madhya Pradesh but to the youth of our country. We do want to start all such courses in the near future, and we hope that under the guidance of various committees of the university, on which in very large numbers we have industry representatives, will help the university to offer and identify such opportunities. I'm also happy to share with all the dignitaries that this university has a different model of teaching learning. Our focus is on learning by doing or experiential learning, and therefore 70% of the time we expect students to earn credits from practicals and skill components. We have also created centers of excellence on the university campus where we have imported machinery from Germany for the engineering students from a company called Lucas, which is specialized skill training equipment and will allow students to understand how to get themselves trained practically. We also have created centers of excellence for the finance sector and the retail sector, and now it is my dream to create an experience center where potential students and parents who want to put their children through various academic programs can understand what are the market requirements. Very shortly, in the next 6 to 8 months, we will be creating such a unique experience center for the first time on an Indian university, which will help students to identify the right career path, the right academic program for themselves. And not just by listening to people, but by experiencing what the sector looks like, what kind of job roles are there, and what he or she would be expected to do in the place of work. Such initiatives from Symbiosis and such innovation will go a long way in making this skill university successful. I'm happy to also share that we have created an incubation center which we are planning to develop this year, where not only our students but even other students or other youth can start their own businesses from this incubation center. The university and its teachers will be available to guide and to facilitate the growth of startups in Indore and in this ecosystem. So many plans, a long vision, and I'm sure with the support of all the industry champions who are present here, we will certainly be able to achieve our dreams. Indeed, once again, a big thanks to our dignitaries, Mr. Aditya ji, Mr. Ram ji, for coming here, for sparing your valuable time to be here on this campus of Symbiosis. I look forward to many more visits. As is said, the sands of Hawaii always keep getting you back. And I truly believe that the soil of Symbiosis also keeps getting our guests back again every year. And so I look forward to many more visits, many more interactions. And we certainly hope that we can learn so much from your collective wisdom and from your experience, which will go a long way in developing the youth of not only Symbiosis, but also of Indore. Thank you once again, and God bless all the students who are graduating today. My personal best wishes to wherever you are. And just a request from my side, please do not forget your alma mater. Do keep coming back to Symbiosis. Do keep coming back to this campus and keep interacting with all of us. Remember, we'll always be there for you, although you may have passed out. And no matter where you are, in which corner of the world you are, we are just a phone call away. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Swati ma'am, for your kind words. You are a constant source of inspiration and motivation for all of us at Symbiosis. We are delighted to have with us Mr. Aditya Ghosh for this commendable occasion. I request Honorable Dr. Swati ma'am to felicitate the chief guest. We feel immense pride to have with us Mr. Ramnathan Gopalakrishnan for this occasion. I request Honorable Dr. Swati ma'am to felicitate the guest of honor. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I'm happy to introduce our own beloved Vice Chancellor, Dr. Prithvi Yadav. Dr. Yadav holds a plethora of experience at India's premium institutions such as IIM, IIT, NMIMS, and BIMTech spanning 35 years. A distinguished professor, author, researcher, administrator, and educational contributor, Dr. Yadav has been a positive guiding force at Symbiosis University. I would like to invite Vice Chancellor Dr. Yadav sir to present the annual report of the University of Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all of you. Respected Aditya ji, Ram ji, thanks for accepting our invitation to be here on this very auspicious occasion. It's my proud privilege to present the annual report of the university. As our madam had already briefed that this is the India's first skill university. It's uniquely designed undergraduate programs, postgraduate programs, and 5-year integrated programs in high growth sectors like banking, financial services, and insurance management, marketing, retail, and e-commerce, logistics and supply chain under the management streams, the computer science and information technology, data science, mechatronics, automobile under the engineering stream. The university ensures the learning by doing with 70% focus on skills and practical learning and 30% focus on theory and classroom learning concept. Our students get exposed to latest cutting-edge technologies through specialized skill training labs and center of excellences in the university campus set up by industry inputs. Engineering faculty has more than 30 state-of-art excellences, center of excellences set up by German companies such as Lucas, Newley, and Siemens, which are the best tools to impart the skill training. Under the faculty of management, training labs are unique concept for learning skills such as mock bank, finance plaza, retail store. These were set up in collaboration with the industry. The university has more than 800 students, 42 regular full-time faculty, and more than 30 visiting faculties which are highly experienced in academics and industry. We have collaborations with and tie-ups with more than 50 industries, 70 finance and retail outlets, and more than 12 foreign universities. We are the state of Madhya Pradesh and central government recognized incubation center to promote and nurture startups. The university campus always remains very lively and buzzing with organizing conferences, faculty development programs, conclaves, and the students' activities, events throughout the year. Some major achievements of the university during the academic year are as: we have launched a PhD program from this academic year to advance our research experience to nurture our research potentials. Our faculty members have published more than 68 research papers, patents, copyrights, book chapters, and review papers in reputed journals and conferences at national and international platforms. Our student team had participated in E-Yantra robotics, which is considered as India's biggest robotics competition at IIT Mumbai. 38 startups are being incubated through our incubation center. We have signed 17 new MOUs during the year for educational collaborations and industry tie-ups. Our student was felicitated on 15th August ceremony by Indore collector for his patent on Wi-Fi based wireless detonator. We have organized the first skill-based patent conclave, that we call it Symbiclave, in association with WeGrow. More than 160 patents, copyrights, and research papers were presented in that conclave. In collaboration with MSME, we have organized one workshop wherein experts from MSME briefed about the startups schemes with funding support up to 1 crore. More than 35 organizations participated in the workshop. Our mechatronics team of 9 students, they participated in ISI India go-karting competition 2023, which was held at Noida. They were awarded the Futuristic and Innovative Design of Kart Award. Under the CSR initiative Swabhiman project, more than 460 girls and women from underprivileged category were trained for repairing and maintenance of EV vehicles in collaboration with Mahindra Finance and Indore Municipal Corporation. And with Cape Gemini, 200 college students were trained in 3 batches, making them employable in the industry. From this academic year, we have completely redesigned our MBA program as fully residential with unique selection process, having the skill cat as the basic requirement, simulation games, and statement of purpose, in addition to common criteria such as group discussions and personal interview. Also, we have completely reviewed, updated the curricula latest up to the industry standards. The 3 Center of Excellences, AWS Academy, Microsoft certifications, and Google certifications centers were established under CSIT school. During the year, we have organized AIU's Central Zone Vice Chancellors Conference, which was attended by 160 Vice Chancellors at a time in hybrid mode. Prominent speakers in that conference were AICT Chairman, NAC Executive Chairman, Honorable Minister of Medical Education, Government of MP, President AIU, General Secretary AIU, Chairman MPP URC, and other distinguished guests. Our team of BFSI school have won the first prize at Pan India IPL auction competition at IIM Indore. 2 PhDs were awarded under supervision of our faculty members. They were supervising their candidates in DAVB University. During the year, we have initiated the management development program for executive trainings, and we have conducted 2 MDPs for ACPL and AU Bank and generated more than 12 lakhs the income. 3 more MDPs are in pipeline with the income of around 15 lakhs. Okay, that would be conducted in next 2 to 3 months. As Madam had already briefed that yes, we are providing the 100% placement. During the year, we have 70 top companies coming to the placement process and making the 100% placement for all our batches. University during the year conducted 4 international conferences, some through hybrid mode, some on a physical mode, and some on online mode. And some of these conferences were like 20th AIMS International Conference at IIM Kozhikode, International Conference on Global Economic Revolutions, which was organized by Ahila University, Bahrain, and we were the knowledge partner. Also, we had organized the conference on data science, computation, and security, which was organized at Christ University. We were the knowledge partner. Looking the development and the progress at the university, we have thought of some concepts which we will be taking during the year and next 2 to 3 years of our target. The first of our objective and the goal is to go for the NAC accreditation in next 2 years. Since last year we have achieved the status of UGC 2F. As you all know that, yes, the country is going into the adoption of new education policy 2020, we are also in a process of starting the 4-year undergraduate program and starting with the BSc Data Science. The module-based BTech program, particularly in the mechatronics, AI, and ML, that we are starting from this academic year. As our Pro-Chancellor Madam had briefed, we are in the process of setting up the Experience Center, both for management and the engineering, to provide them the holistic view and the futuristic view of the sector. And in next 2 to 3 months, we are going to host 2 more international conferences. One is the 21st AIMS International Conference that is going to be in March, and IEEE conference which is going to be in this month itself. So these are the nutshell and very brief of our university's achievement during the year. Now, while concluding, once again I congratulate you all and remind your graduation day symbolizes never-ending journey of discipline, hard work, and pursuit of higher standard. Finally, wish each one of you the very best for your journey ahead. Jai Hind.
So much, sir. We are happy to have Mr. Ramnathan Gopalakrishnan for this ceremony. Mr. Gopalakrishnan brings a wealth of experience and expertise in the finance sector. With a focus on strategy and execution, he has led Barclays, Standard Chartered, and Citibank. In addition to co-chairing ASSOCHAM's ESG committee, he served as a representative of the industry, as a member of the CII, National Committee on Financial Markets, and the FICCI. Mr. Gopalakrishnan is a CFA charter holder and an MBA from University of Chicago. May I request Mr. Gopalakrishnan to kindly deliver his address.
Good morning, everybody. Respected chief guest and industry illuminated, it is fantastic to be sharing stage with you today. Inspirational Pro-Chancellor ma'am, it's a pleasure to have been invited here. Vice Chancellor sir, members of the managing committee, governing body, board of management, academic council, other dignitaries on stage, off stage, faculty, ladies, gentlemen, importantly, young students, successful graduates, and their proud parents. It's a true privilege for me to be able to participate in an important milestone in your life. First and foremost, I must, okay. Thank you. First and foremost, I must readily acknowledge all the trials and tribulations that you may have gone through over the years to achieve this milestone. So many, many congratulations. One of the things that distinguishes this university from several others is the orientation towards industry needs. Our beloved Pro-Chancellor Dr. Swati mentioned about how we're driving industry needs to be the core of how we draft curriculum in this university. So I thought maybe what I will do today is to just spend some time talking about what perhaps the industry expects of graduates. And the other way of thinking about it is that typically any milestone, if accompanied by stock taking, is also a useful reminder about how we might want to conduct our lives going ahead. So with that thought, I want to cast my lens on three perspectives. One perspective is just looking at the macro environment in which you folks are graduating. What does the macro environment entail? Because I think behavior and more generally demand is a function of the environment. So let's cast our eye there and just quickly take a stock of what's going on in the macro environment. And then let's cast a glance on what's happening in the industry. I've been fortunate to serve the banking industry over the last 30 years, but I speak today more generally about what McKinsey talks about mindset shifts, which are accompanying all the changes that are happening in the industries that you will soon go and join. And thirdly, taking stock of the macro and the micro environment, what does it entail of you and me? I thought we will spend a little bit of time thinking about that. So let me quickly talk about the macro environment. I think it is passé to think about the world in general as VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. I think it is passé. Who might have thought that we would be exposed to the fragilities of human life so starkly as what the recent epidemic showed us? Who would have imagined that in our lives we would contend with, first when I entered the industry, this was the global financial crisis, and then, we had the COVID crisis. Who would have imagined that a war would break out even in, the 21st century? But it did happen. It is still raging. So to say that the environment is volatile or VUCA, I think is passé. What I think, therefore, the industry demands or the macro environment demands is an ability to manage situations where you possibly not experienced before or not taught before. I think let's hold that at the back of our minds, that in a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous environment, change is a given. So how do we deal with this constant factor, I think is one of the key demands that the macro environment places on us. And the second thing is, if you were to look, and I think both, Dr. Swati and then our Vice Chancellor mentioned this was about, what the expectations are from just, the Amritkal that our Honorable Prime Minister speaks about. I think if we were to just look at two milestones for India, I think in 2027 we aspire to be the third largest economy behind the US and China. We are now the fifth largest economy, and that requires us to grow 6.5% a year. And beyond the 2027 milestone, there is talk that by 2047, we induct ourselves into the club of developed economies, taking our rightful place besides the US and China. But, this is not a given. There are so many challenges that a democracy like us faces, starting from infrastructure gaps, governance gaps. I think you can speak of many challenges in front of us. So in terms of a call out from here, then besides graduating in a volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous environment, for our own country, it requires us to step or propel growth despite several constraints. And that requires flexibility, adaptability, and in many ways, something that we have done successfully, something that has set us apart, but something that we need to continue to do with rigor, which is to innovate with constraints. So from a quick review of the macro environment, it requires us to be flexible, it requires us to be agile, it requires us to be able to contend with change. So that's the macro read. Let's talk about what's happening in the industry. And when we entered the industry, I'm comparing this 30 years let's say, mark a picture sometimes in the 90s to now when you're graduating. There are 5 mindset shifts that McKinsey speaks about that is important for organizations who intend to win in this complex environment. And I thought it would be very useful for us to just reflect on that. First is, you think about what organizations are focused on or what we used to be focused on when we entered the industry. Our focus was more as a manager where we were expected to deliver profits, and we were driven largely by a mindset of preservation. We want to survive, we want to exist. I come from a company that is 330 years old, and we took immense pride in that. And this is an institution that is older than the Bank of England. So, a mindset of preservation and, an expectation to deliver profits was the mindset that was prevailing. McKinsey speaks about how it is required now for people entering the industry to expand this mindset from profits to one of impact. They feel that leaders require to be visionaries who are able to generate holistic impact for all stakeholders, not just for shareholders, but for the communities that they represent, for the regulators, for clients that they represent, and also for colleagues that participate in the journey alongside these leaders. So now, this is a mindset of possibilities. So from a mindset of preservation to a mindset of possibility is the expectation on what we are focused on. Then how do we create value? When we entered the industry, we were planners. We competed for existing value through advantage. I win, you lose. So we had this mindset of scarcity. And the call for action for leaders now is to move from a mindset of competition to a mindset of co-creation. So the call for action is to be architects, able to co-create new value through reimagining with a mindset of abundance. So from a mindset of scarcity to a mindset of abundance. This is exemplified by the, Sanskrit sloka, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, which is to expand the pie, co-creation mindset of abundance. And the third mindset shift that they talk about is how we organize ourselves. In the industry that I come from, when I joined, we were more directors. We commanded through structured hierarchies. We had this mindset of authority to be able to organize ourselves to get things done. The call for action now is to move from command to collaboration. The vision is to be catalysts, to be able to collaborate in empowered networks and have a mindset of partnership. So from a mindset of authority to a mindset of partnership. How do we get work done? As controllers, administer through precise, prediction, detailed prediction with a mindset of certainty. This is what will happen. We used to spend a lot of time in our companies setting 5-year plans, 3-year plans, etc., and keeping them updated constantly. Now the expectation is we move from control to evolution. As a coach, how do we evolve through rapid learning with a mindset of discovery? I think that is the big conversations going on in the boardrooms of industries. Finally, how we show up in organizations. I think that has also encountered a change. In the old era, we used to be professionals that met expectations, and we had this mindset of conformity. We are what we are in our companies. Now, we want to move from expectation to wholesomeness or wholeness, where we are first and foremost humans, where we are our best selves, and we operate with a mindset of authenticity. So from a mindset of conformity to a mindset of authenticity. So from an industry micro perspective, these are the mindset shifts that are happening. So given this read of the macro environment and the micro environment, what does that entail for you and me? And I put in front of you 3 considerations. There might be many more, but this is just to set, as I said, the stock taking mind or part of this important milestone to take over. The first is, I think it is important for us to cultivate a mindset of lifelong learning, I would think, to be humble students, trying to understand how the new economy is expected to work. And this could be, being intentional about creating personal development plans akin to what you would have done, through your graduate years when you were planning how do we complete, whatever 3 or 4 year program that you've been through. So being intentional and carrying that mindset of continuous learning, I think is ever important. Second one is, and having seen in my career 2 big events which was completely left field, completely unanticipated, the great financial crisis of 2007 and then the COVID crisis in 2019, I think it is important to develop resilience. And this is about multiple things. This is about creating support networks, and that support network in many ways I think you could start today, or you would have already started through your graduation years, which is your fellow cohorts. These are people who have seen you at your best, who possibly seen you through various trials and tribulations. And these are people who will go on to become industry superstars, much like the chief guest that we have here today. So, it is important for you to dig deep and cultivate those support networks. And the second one is, trying to create opportunities out of challenges. And, there are many examples that I can give. I think it is very easy to think that, somebody with the title of a CEO might have in his track record or her track record only successes, but that's far from the truth. There are many moments, and including, in my own career, we've seen spectacular failures. So the ability to stand up after getting knocked out, I can't underemphasize that. So cultivating a spirit of resilience is possibly something that this new world or new age calls for. Finally, I think much of our focus thus far has been about, me, myself, and how do we become professionally competent. But I think the true spirit or the true meaning of education is something that goes beyond just professional competency. It requires us to cultivate social awareness. It requires us to be open or to be spiritually aware. And it is my earnest wish that each one of you, just as you have found success now in your budding, shall I say, life or in budding career, as you go on, you achieve all the 3, which is you are not only professionally and personally competent, but you are also socially very active, socially responsible, and then thirdly, you are spiritually aware. I wish each and every one of you and your parents the very best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring and insightful thoughts. It would indeed guide our students for their future development. We are happy to have Mr. Aditya Ghosh, a young dynamic leader with us as chief guest for the ceremony. Mr. Ghosh is a business leader and co-founder of Akasa Air. He is currently a member of the board of directors at Akasa Air, Oyo Hotels and Homes, Greens and Mobility, Tweet Foundation, and Ashoka University. Mr. Ghosh is also an independent director at Ras Al Khaimah International Airport. Mr. Ghosh ranked 27th globally in the Fortune 40 list of business persons. He is a key supporter of the startup world and has invested in consumer-facing businesses through his investment arms. Mr. Ghosh is originally a lawyer and an alumnus of Harvard Business School. May I now request our chief guest to kindly deliver his convocation address.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Swati. Thank you, Dr. Yadav. And of course, all the distinguished faculty members. I'm always a little bit nervous coming to universities and especially convocation addresses because I was never good enough to get into these universities. So it's always great to be here. And, there's always a little bit of an imposter syndrome, So but thank you so much. It's an honor to be addressing a room or a hall full of such shining stars and, as I always say, young leaders of tomorrow. A convocation is symbolic. It is an important symbol and a milestone. It is also a celebration of years of hard work, a culmination of support and belief that your parents, your friends, your well-wishers had in you or have in you. And remember that there were many, many people along the way who have been the wind beneath your wings. So I'm going to ask you to humor me. Could you all stand up wherever you're sitting? Could you just stand up for a bit? Yeah. And can you think of all the people who believed in you when you did not believe in yourself as much? Okay? And now I want you to give a big round of applause to your parents and your family members and friends. Thank you. There are some over there, so you can turn back and clap for them. Thank you. Please take your seat. Thank you. And now that you sit down, remember the very first day that you really wanted to be a part of this program, when nothing else mattered except for you wanted to get admission here and then you wanted to graduate out of here and you wanted to be here on this day. Because sometimes, when you're in these convocation programs, you're kind of thinking about lunch, you're thinking about your degree, and you forget how much you really wanted this. And many of you are living the dream that you once had. So today you are actually fulfilling one of those dreams that you had for yourself. And it is for this reason that convocations like these are often referred to as commencement ceremonies. Because while it celebrates the successful completion of one chapter of our lives, it is also a beginning of a lifetime of creating impact on the lives of many others. So as you step out of these halls today, which have become home for you for the past few years, as someone once told me, don't become a prisoner of your past achievements. Let not one degree or a diploma or a mark sheet determine the vastness of the canvas that you will begin to paint for the rest of your lives. We have all had our share of challenges. You and I are no different. The challenges that we face are often the same as actually many others. We are not unique. The famous poet and lyricist Javed Akhtar once said in an interview, and I was listening to him, and he said, just like we should not be arrogant of our successes, we should also not be arrogant of our failures and challenges. Often behind the veil of discussing our challenges, we end up becoming arrogant about how much we have achieved. Rather than the challenges which are common to all around us, my suggestion is to focus on risks. Because risks are internal to us. Our two biggest risks are not the global economy, the space of the Indian economy, whether you have a job or not, and your mark sheet. But for highly accomplished leaders and successful people like you, and bright students like you, the two biggest risks that we face will always be complacency and arrogance. Those are the two biggest risks that we must fight against. To use an airline analogy, the only way to fly high is to stay grounded. Each day and each interaction is a moment of truth, which gives us an opportunity an opportunity to be the very best that we can do at everything that we experience every day. Our biggest auditor is not a person who is in your classroom or your boss or your manager or your teacher or even your parent or your friend. Our biggest auditor is the person staring back at us from the mirror. That person in the mirror will always know where we cheated. Not cheated anybody else, but cheated ourselves from the opportunity of being the very best that we can be at everything that we do every day. I, for one, over the years, certainly know where I cheated. And that then gives me the motivation to try to be a little bit better than who we were yesterday. And on that note, our biggest competitor is not anyone else sitting around the room. Not one of your classmates, not someone sitting next to you, but our biggest competitor is the person who we were yesterday. Each one of you has worked extremely hard and diligently, at least most of the days, to be here today. Nothing came to you on a platter. You worked hard for it. So you also know by now that there are no guarantees in life. There are no guarantees that you will not fail, that you will not make mistakes. So I have 3 pieces of advice for you, at least on the subject of failing. Firstly, each time you have a setback, don't look around and focus on what others are saying. It is absolutely irrelevant. Focus on yourself and think that if you had a second chance, what would you have done differently? Secondly, each time you fall, you stand up, dust yourself off, and start running all over again. Every day in the jungle, there is both a gazelle and a lioness. That gazelle knows that if that gazelle doesn't wake up in the morning and start running, someone will hunt him down. And likewise, the lioness also knows that every morning, unless she wakes up and starts running, she will die hungry. So whether you're the prey or the hunter, unless you wake up every morning and start running all over again, chances are that you will fail. But while you're running, also remember that life is a marathon, it is not a sprint. So I often say to my younger colleagues, be young and enthusiastic, don't be young and impatient. Thirdly, and most importantly, I've come to realize, and this is a more recent realization for me in the past few years, that there is nothing really called failure. We think of outcomes, we have expectations, and when those expectations turn out to be what we had thought it would be, we call it success. And when the outcome is very different from what we expected it to be, we call it failure. But instead of calling it a failure, if we kind of think of it as that journey towards an outcome, it's likely that you will think about it and say, if I had a second chance, how would I do it differently? And when you do it over and over again, you begin to fail better. And next time your expectations and the efforts that you make towards that outcome become better, and therefore the results get closer to that outcome that you had originally suspected. By the way, it's also okay to not know exactly what you're going to do for the rest of your life. You're not alone if you don't have your entire life mapped out, for that matter. For the next 3 years of your life or 5 years of your life, if you have someone ask you a question, tell me where you're going to be in the next 5 years, you probably have a dream and a vision and some kind of a blurry idea of where you want to be, but it's perfectly okay to not know exactly how you're going to get there. The famous management guru, Professor Ramcharan, who I know personally, once said to me at a dinner that, Aditya, do what you love and excel. It really does not matter what you pick, but if you really pick on what you really love, and you excel, there's always room at the top. Set off on a journey in pursuit of that excellence. And I would like to also remind you that while you make a list of things that you want to do, also quietly make a longer list of things that you do not want to do. A friend of mine, Mr. Rajiv Bajaj, once said to me that, Aditya, in business, just as in life, it's often more important to know what not to do. And even if you don't have every move of your life worked out like on a chessboard, I'm certain that each one of you has many dreams in those sparkling eyes. And once again, I must warn you that more often than not, many of these dreams will not come out to be exactly the same truth as you expect them to be today. But that's okay too. There will be days, for that matter, many moments during the same day when you will feel lost and you might feel like giving up. At that moment, think for a second why you started. What got you set off on this journey? And if you're looking for inspiration, don't look for them in books. Look around you. Listen to stories of colleagues and friends and parents and strangers around you. Each one of those stories will leave you with something truly inspirational. There are many who are less fortunate than you, who are struggling with far more than you have. Everyone is battling something deep inside us, and you show up. And just like you look around and look at all those people who are showing up every day, that is inspiration enough for you to take that next step on that journey of a marathon. Just put your heart and soul into the work and approach it with an honesty of purpose. I promise you, and I speak this from personal experience, when you least expect it, someone will notice you and give you an opportunity which is far above and beyond what you're expecting of that person. And suddenly you'll be blessed with moments of joy which are far above and beyond your wildest expectations. And don't forget to celebrate those moments. Don't forget to give yourself a pat on the back, thank those people around you and say, you know what? I showed up. And today I have something small to celebrate which I did not think of in the morning. I'm always deeply grateful to the thousands, literally tens of thousands of my colleagues and well-wishers who have made me look good every day. Success is not how many bags you own, how many watches you buy, or with sunglasses, or where you're going for your next holiday, or for that matter, the placement package that you got. Success will be if 20 years from now, you are standing in a hall full of youngsters just like yourself, and they look at you and say, I want to be like her. That is true success. And for that success, for the next 20 years of your life, you will have to make a lot of right choices. You'll make a few wrong choices, but hopefully you'll make many more right choices, where 20 years from now, a hall full of people look at you and say, I want to be like her. I want to be like him. We all have the power to make a change. A power to make a change for the better. A power to make a change in our own lives. And the power to make a change in the lives of our parents and our loved ones and our siblings and all those people who we impact. But a mistake that often people do is they want to wait for old age and so-called monetary success and material success before they want to start using that power to make a change. My suggestion, please don't wait. Start today. Use that power to make a change. Each one of us has a dream. Each one of us, when we go to bed at night, we're dreaming something deeply personal. Something that you want to do for your parents. You want to send them on a holiday. You want to send your sibling to the right school or college. You want to get married to someone. You want to have that, you want to, bike all the way across the country. You want to act in a movie. You want to play the guitar. You may act in theater, whatever it might be. Every day that you come into work, try to get an inch closer to that deeply personal dream of yours. Make a list of those dreams and keep it close to you. So on days when you ask yourself why you are working so hard, why you went to bed so late at night, why do you have to wake up so early in the morning, look at that list of dreams. That is why you put in that hard work. And finally, here's to you chasing your dreams and never to stop thinking of and thanking all those people because of whom you are the shining stars that you are today. So keep chasing your dreams and, of course, don't forget to smile.
Thank you, sir, for your motivating words and guiding us. Let's proceed towards the conferment of degrees. This year, total of 294 students will be graduating from Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences. I would request the directors of respective schools to invite the Honorable Pro-Chancellor Ma'am to confer the degrees. Director, School of BFSI, Dr. Ajit Singh Tomar.
Honorable Pro-Chancellor Ma'am, may I request you to confer the degrees of MBA in Banking, Financial Services and Insurance Management to 28 students from the School of BFSI. I also request to confer the degrees of BBA in Banking, Financial Services and Insurance Management to 40 students from the School of BFSI. I also request to confer the degrees of Bachelors of Commerce to 11 students from the School of BFSI.
Director, School of Retail Management, Dr. A.S. Suresh Iyer.
Honorable Pro-Chancellor Ma'am, may I request you to confer the degrees of MBA in Marketing to the 24 students from the School of Retail Management. I also request you to confer the degrees of BBA in Retail and E-Commerce Management to 40 students from the School of Retail Management.
Director, School of Computer Science and Information Technology, Dr. Durgesh Mishra.
Honorable Pro-Chancellor Madam, may I request you to confer degrees of BTech in Computer Science and Information Technology to 92 students from the School of CSIT.
Director, School of Mechatronics, Dr. Ankit Saxena.
Honorable Pro-Chancellor Ma'am, may I request you to confer degrees of BTech in Mechatronics to 21 students from the School of Mechatronics.
Director, School of Digital Media and Marketing, Professor Anurag Khare.
Honorable Pro-Chancellor Ma'am, may I request you to confer degrees of BBA in Digital Media and Marketing to 38 students of the School of Digital Media and Marketing.
May I request all the graduating students to rise and continue to remain standing while the Honorable Pro-Chancellor Dr. Swati Ma'am confer the degrees. All the students kindly stand. Honorable Pro-Chancellor Ma'am, may I request you to confer the degrees on the successful students who have passed the respective examinations and who are present here today, and also to those who have been permitted to remain absent.
In my capacity as Pro-Chancellor of the University and the Chancellor's nominee for this convocation, I hereby confer the degrees on all successful students who are present here today and on those who have been permitted to remain absent.
Thank you so much, ma'am. All the students can take their seats. I invite the Vice Chancellor, Sir, to announce the recipient of the Chancellor's Gold Medal. The awardees are requested to come onto the dais to receive the award after the announcement of the names. I request the dignitaries to kindly come to the front to award the medals to the winners.
honorable dignitaries on dais, on behalf of members of the governing body, I request you to kindly present the Chancellor's Gold Medal. It's a privilege to announce the prestigious Chancellor's Gold Medal presented to the best students, one each from PG and UG graduating batch. This year, Chancellor's Gold Medal for PG goes to Miss Mitali Melanie, MBA, BFSI.
Mitali, a shining star in our MBA cohort, has not just excelled, but has surpassed all expectations by earning the prestigious gold medal for outstanding academic achievement. She scored 9.76 CGPA in the MBA program. I invite you to join me in congratulating Mitali on this well-deserved achievement. Please join me in extending a warm round of applause for Mitali Malani.
Chancellor's Gold Medal for UG goes to Mr. Saharsh Kumar Lad, BTech CSIT.
Saharsh Kumar Lad has been a very sincere student throughout his academic pursuits in the college. He consistently maintained a CGPA of 9.5 or higher, and this gold medal is a reward for scoring 9.63 CGPA in his BTech program. He has secured excellent placement at TCS. A big round of applause for Saharsh, please. Thank you, VC sir, for doing the honors. Congratulations to all the awardees. Now I request the honorable dignitaries to kindly felicitate program toppers. The university gives this award to those students who have secured the highest position, the first position in the program with the highest CGPA. I request Mr. Aditya Ghosh to give away the Program Academic Topper Award to the following students. MBA BFSI, Mitali Malani. From MBA Marketing, Apurva Sharma. As Apurva is unavailable, may I request her parents to receive the award on her behalf. Brigadier Sharma, Mr. and Mrs. Sharma. Unnati Dodia from BTech CSIT. Bhavik Jain from BTech Mechatronics. Thank you, sir. Now I request Mr. Gopala Krishnan to give away the Program Academic Topper Awards to the following students. From BBA BFSI, Vaishnavi Vartak. Puru Mohan Sharma from BCom. Kothamasu SVKK Shivathanush from BBA RM. Vishakha Talreja from BBA DMM. Thank you all for doing the honors. Kindly take your seats. Heartiest congratulations to all the students. As the convocation ceremony has come to an end, I request Registrar Mr. Siddharth Shankar to take the proceedings forward.
Honorable Pro-Chancellor Ma'am, may I request you to declare the convocation closed?
I declare the convocation closed.
Thank you, ma'am. May I request Mr. Siddharth Shankar to extend a vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, all. Thank you is such a prayer that cannot be seen or touched. It must be felt by heart. I feel honored and privileged to get the opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion. I would like to thank Honorable Chief Guest Mr. Aditya Ghosh and Guest of Honor Mr. Ramanathan Gopalakrishnan, who blessed us with their valuable presence. I'm also very much thankful to Honorable Chancellor, respected S.B. Majumdar sir, and Honorable Pro-Chancellor Dr. Swati Majumdar ma'am. Words are not enough to thank their constant guidance and support to shape up the university. I, on behalf of the organizing committee, convey deep regards and hearty thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Prithvi Yadav sir. My special thanks to members of the managing committee of the sponsoring body, members of the governing body, members of the board of management, members of the academic council and board of studies, control of examination Dr. Manish Kumar, our valuable industry partners, distinguished invitees and members of press and media. I am very much thankful to all our faculty, colleagues and non-teaching staff members who always stand by us and motivate us. I feel proud and thank you for making this event a successful one. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling months in advance. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated students. I cannot thank everyone enough for the involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zone. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all the graduating students and their parents for taking out their valuable time to attend this event. If time is money, then today you have spent millions for us. Thank you all for making this event a successful one.
Let us all rise for the national anthem now.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंग तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Bharat Mata Ki! The convocation ceremony has come to an end. I request everyone to remain standing till the dignitaries leave the auditorium. The convocation procession will now retire. I request Controller of Examinations, Mr. Manish Kumar, to carry the ceremonial mace, Mandand, and lead the procession. The convocation procession will now retire. May I request the dignitaries on the dais to kindly join the procession. I request everyone to kindly remain standing till the dignitaries leave the auditorium. May I request everyone to kindly take their seats. I would like to make few important announcements. I request all the graduating students to remain in the auditorium to collect their degrees. We will begin awarding the degrees to the students now, and the order of distribution will be as follows. We will start with the School of BFSI. So MBA, we are awarding degrees to MBA 28 students, BBA 40 students, and BCom 11 students. After the School of BFSI, we will award the degrees to School of Retail Management, MBA 24 students and BBA 40 students. After that, we will do School of CSIT BTech, 92 students. On the fourth number, we have School of Mechatronics, BTech, and then the School of Digital Media and Marketing. So I request School of BFSI and School of RM to kindly be seated in the auditorium as we will start the degree distribution. After that, I request other schools to kindly go and have their lunch and then come back to the auditorium after 45 minutes. So, the School of CSIT, the School of Mechatronics, and the School of Digital Media and Marketing can proceed to the hall in the engineering block for the lunch. So, take the proceedings further.
Why are they leaving, ma'am?
Other schools.